Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Max, your favorite chief evangelist over here at Happily. And today I'm going to be doing something fun. I'm going to be taking our brand new Bundles 2.0 functionality and going out and finding pricing on the internet that we can recreate as bundles inside of Quotivity to show you can sell anything inside of HubSpot these days, especially if it's bundled pricing. All right. So we'll be showing off how product bundling works inside of HubSpot, and we'll be using real world examples. And today we're going to be starting with HubSpot itself. Now, HubSpot sells a lot of different products. All right. But they also have these customer platform bundles that they sell. And what I wanted to do is figure out if we can take this product packaging and turn it into an easy bundle to sell that has some different adjustments, right? And actually use Quotivity to be able to sell a product as complex as this bundle here, which traditionally would be a pretty difficult thing to do with regular old HubSpot quoting. Good news is I figured it out, and I'm going to show you how you can actually do that. Now, let's go and break down the pricing here for a second, just so we can see some of the nuances of this bundle itself, and then how we actually go about rebuilding that using bundles and Quotivity. Okay. I'm going to narrow down on the customer platform bundles and specifically this professional customer platform bundle. Now, the professional customer platform bundle includes the pro version of all the different hubs here, right? To save myself some time, I'm just going to focus on these first three because having these ones down at the bottom is just as simple. I'm focusing on these three up at the top because these have some extra complexities that I want to show you how you'd actually build something like this into a bundle, or just one way. There are many ways to do bundles, right? I did it in what I think is like a pretty simple manner. You can always get a little bit more creative than what I'm doing, right? But we'll notice here that you can sell Marketing Hub Professional, and it comes with a baseline of 2,000 marketing contacts. So when you have Marketing Hub Pro, you can add additional 2,000 packs of marketing contacts, right? So we're going to have some way of selling not only Marketing Hub Professional at a baseline with the 2,000 contacts, but being able to add additional increments of more marketing contacts, because you can always get additional marketing contacts when you buy HubSpot. Now, also for Sales Hub Professional and Service Hub Professional, you'll notice it comes with 5 paid users, but you can buy additional paid users at a certain price. So I'm going to have to build in a mechanism that allows me to add multiple users if someone wants to get more than the 5 that are just in there. Cool. So I think we got that. And for funsies, what we're also going to do is we're going to throw in Breeze Intelligence, right? So Breeze Intelligence, they sell credits of 100 in a pack, right? So we need the ability to add on additional packs of 100 Breeze Intelligence credits either per month or per year. We're going to stick to monthly or yearly. I'll see. I can't remember exactly which one that I did it, and we'll see in a second. So let's pop into here. Step 1, what I need to do is I need to build not only a product that represents the bundle itself so I can start to get the pricing right, but I also need to build products that are going to represent the individual parts or members of the bundle itself. Let me show you what I did. I went into HubSpot, and specifically I went to my sales tools or my commerce tools, and I went to products, and I started adding stuff to the product library. And I got a bunch of stuff in here. I pretty much put like the entire product library, which was silly now that I'm thinking about it, because I really only had to do the professional stuff to make this example, right? But I basically built kind of everything, right? So I've got like additional marketing contacts at 1,000, 5,000, and 2,000 packs for Starter, Pro, and Enterprise. I've got Service Hub Enterprise all the way down to Sales Hub Starter for additional paid user seats, right? So these are all set to be monthly, and the price is different depending on the tier that they're getting, right? For another individual seat. We've got our Marketing Hub Enterprise, Marketing Hub Pro, Marketing Hub Starter. We even built a couple of properties for onboarding, right? So Enterprise, Professional, Partner-led onboarding, and we can make those show up in different circumstances, right? I've even got my Breeze credits in here for both monthly and annual pricing. If I wanted to get more fancy, I could have combined stuff into monthly and annual and have it be on the same product and just like change that. But I just broke it out into individual stuff because I'm lazy. But if you want to have different SKUs, for example, for monthly and yearly pricing, it might make more sense for you to do that too, right? Really, it's up to you. Get creative here. Cool. So first things first, I went and built all the different products that I would have to have in that bundle. right? And then I went into Quote Happily and I started crafting the bundle itself. All right. Now, this is the finished product, but just so you know, when you build the bundle in HubSpot, step one is to select a bundle header. This is going to be a product in HubSpot that represents the bundle itself and has the pricing for what the bundle costs at a base level. So you might have a bunch of individual products with a bunch of different prices. If you were just to add them all up a la carte, right, that might be more than what you want the bundle to actually be. So what we have you do is create a product that represents that bundle, which is important because you want to have your bundles show up as line items because you want to be able to report on how many times did I sell a bundle. You want to automate on whenever a bundle is sold. You want to be able to count how many of these bundles did I sell, right? So it's important that the name of the bundle is its own product, okay? And it represents I sold a bundle versus I sold stuff individually, okay? You choose the bundle product. In my case, it was called Professional Customer Platform Monthly. All right, okay, so I did this monthly, right? So if I come into here and we take a look at the monthly pricing, we can see that it starts at $2,000 a month. So what I did is I made that product $2,000 a month in my HubSpot product library, and then I added it as the bundle header. Now, if I wanted to swap this out into something different, I could do that. I can swap it and I can change it to a different product that I have in HubSpot, but I'm going to keep it set to this. All right. You can also set the bundle prices. So if this bundle shows up in different price books, maybe you want this price to automatically change when you send it or when you sell it to a certain type of customer or into a different country or whatever it may be. You can come in here and you can adjust the prices inside of the different price books that the bundle sits in, right? So we give you a ton of control over this stuff, which is pretty cool. All right. Next step is we need to basically choose our included product options. Now, with bundles, there are two big categories, right? There's included product options, and then there is add-on product options. Included product options are basically slots for products that need to have a product in them to be included in the bundle, right? So, for example, if you're buying a car, right? Which tires are you getting? Which engine option are you getting? What type of interior are you buying? What color are you choosing? Things that you have to choose if you're buying that thing or buying that bundle. In our case, the thing that you have to choose is which product in each one of the hubs that you're getting, right? Now, when you do these included product options, for instance, I did a little onboarding plan here, you'll notice that if you click on it, you can include multiple products and you can only select one, okay? With add-ons, you can do multiple, but with included, you have to choose one. So in this case, I have partner-led onboarding as an option. So if we were going to waive the onboarding and have a partner go do it, you can set it up that way. Professional onboarding is something that's included here, right? And I can add more products and then I can set the default one. So by default, we're choosing professional onboarding here, and this will add $3,000 to the price of the bundle, okay? I can also add a description here if I want to explain to my sales user what they're actually selecting here. But in our case, for the rest of the things, Marketing Hub, Sales Hub, Service Hub, since I'm doing a professional bundle, I am only including one product in each one of these options. I could do multiple if I want to. Let's say I wanted to do a bundle that did a la carte pricing where I could choose any level of Marketing Hub, any level of Sales Hub, any level of Service Hub. I could do that, right? But in my case, I'm locking them into using the professional one because they're buying the professional bundle. So I'm not giving any options here. I'm just saying this is what's going to be included in the Marketing Hub slot. And I do the same thing for Sales Hub and Service Hub as well, right? And we note that it includes 5 paid users here, so that will show up on the actual quote itself. Now, where it really gets interesting is where we come down to these add-on products, right? So like I talked about before, the different add-on products you could have would be things like how many additional chunks of marketing contacts are you getting? And remember, for Starter Pro and Enterprise, the chunks that you can purchase are, it's like 2,000, 5,000, or 10,000 blocks of something like that for additional marketing contacts. And then for additional Sales and Service Hub seats, you can get as many of those as you need, right? So we need a mechanism to add those. And then, of course, Breeze Intelligence. So when we go take a look at this, right, What we have is just the additional marketing contacts SKU that goes into this optional like product section. And then we can set what the default quantity is, right? So for example, if I wanted to max out the total quantity that they could do this because I want to encourage them to get like an enterprise bundle or something like that, I could do it, right? But right now we're saying when it gets added, it's going to have a default quantity of 1 and a minimum quantity of 1 because they need at least one of these if they're going to add additional contacts. And then we did for sales and service hub seats, right? This is the additional paid user SKU. So this is a separate product inside of HubSpot, and it's priced at whatever the per seat charge is, right? For that. And again, same thing. You have to have at least one. I didn't set a max quantity because I didn't want to limit how many that they could add, so on and so forth. So they'll be able to choose either of these, right? And I have that selected here. Sales reps may select more than one of the products below, right? So if you want to make something optional and give people the ability to add multiple products in a certain category, you can do that. Or if it's optional, but they can only select one, you can make it work that way too as well. All right. So I'm going to come out of here. And then of course we got Breeze Intelligence, same thing. So let me show you what this actually looks like as a sales rep in HubSpot going and selling this, right? So I'm in HubSpot right now. Here, I'll just start from scratch. So I'm going to create a new quote on this deal. So I'm on a deal record. I'm creating a quote. Okay. I'm just going to make sure that I have my price book selected, which usually you would set a rule to automatically do this, but I was lazy and I didn't do that. I'm also going to select my bundle quote template here just to show you how this works, right? Again, these are all things you can set rules to automate everything that I just did there, right? Don't worry about that. I'm just being lazy here. So I'm in here now and I can add a product from my product library. Instead of choosing a bunch of individual products, right? I'm going to come to bundles. And with bundles, I'm going to choose, you can see I also did this for a starter platform as well. I'm going to choose the professional customer platform here monthly and hit add. And instead of having to add all these products individually, what happens is it just takes a moment, but we go and we actually build that bundle for you right here. And then you can uncollapse it so you can configure it, right? Here I can see, all right, this product explicitly includes these products, or this bundle includes these products specifically. Marketing Hub Pro, Sales Hub Professional, 5 users, Service Hub Professional, 5 users. I can't change that because I'm not allowed to change that. If I did more of an a la carte thing, I could make it so I could change that, right? The one thing I can change here that I chose to give them the option to is swap the onboarding out to partner-led onboarding. And you'll see when I do that, it drops the onboarding price down to 0 and says, hey, you're going to get onboarded through a partner, or however they want to do it. If I wanted to swap it back, I could easily swap it back. Just hit swap, bing, bang, boom. The price adjusts up here. We're good to go, okay? Now, for additional add-ons, let's say these people are getting 5 extra sales users and 2 extra Service Hub users, right? And maybe they're getting some additional contacts. I can come into here, select these options, and say, oh, you want to get some Breeze? Great. Awesome. Boom. Hit save. Cool. So now we have additional things here we can add on the quote, right? So we're getting 5 extra sales users. We're getting 3 extra service seats, right? And we'll see these net prices adjust, right? You can see they just changed right there. And let's say they want 1,000 Breeze credits a month. We can bump them up to 10 units of the 100. Right? You'll see the price adjust, and then they're going to go up. Let's see. They start with 2,000. They get 2,000 extra. So we'll give them 8,000, get them up to 10,000 additional marketing contacts, right? And then boom, it all works. Now I can then go and discount this if I need to, things like that, but I'm just going to keep it simple for now. We can see what's due now, right? And then what it's going to be a month. You can see like this is including the onboarding price at the beginning, and this is what it'll be a month after that, right? And then watch what happens when I go and preview the quote. So this is just the modern quote template, and it's using one of our modules for bundles, right? So if you're a company that uses bundles a lot, you can actually make it show indented products underneath the bundle, right? So if I had a bunch of different products and then I had a bundle, you'd see them without the indent, but then anything that's part of the bundle is actually shown as an indent, right? And it automatically like recalculates the net price and all that kind of stuff down here at the bottom, and then you would see all your purchase terms and everything else, right? It'll show it on the actual quote template, indented, price breakdown. You can go choose whether or not it actually shows the pricing of the bundle members in there. It's a pretty configurable module. You can break it out by product. You can do a whole bunch of different stuff, right? But yeah, it just automatically shows what's part of the actual bundle, how much the bundle ends up costing, all that kind of stuff. And it's so easy. And it's just so awesome that we can do this in HubSpot now, because I can't tell you how many deals that I had to say, nope, we can't do that before this came around. But anyway, that's a really good example of how to use bundling inside of Quote Happily using a real life example, HubSpot's actual pricing. And we're going to be doing a lot more of these videos. So stick around if you want to see how we take other industries' pricing and turn it into a Quote Happily bundle. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.